Another day, another woke, stupid decision. But what is it this time? And what does it have to do with a wonderful former British Prime Minister, Sir Winston Churchill? Hi, Neil Sean here in the heart of London. Thanks for joining me today. And of course, anybody who knows the channel well, knows me well, knows I like common sense. It's not about woke, against woke, all that sort of stuff. It's just about literally common sense in life, isn't it? You know, I often think when you look at some of the stories and the sort of elements that we have now in the British way of life, and not just Britain, but around the world, we're letting children pick their own sex at under 10. Truly, I mean, it's madness, isn't it? And of course, you have these other situations where the people want to tear down statues, rewrite history. It seemingly never stops. But now, today's story centres on a school who've decided that they want to remove the names of two people that have done so much for the British Isles, but apparently are not now diverse enough. But what's the story behind this? The Holy Trinity Primary School had 4 houses named after celebrated Britons. 2 of them were Sir David Attenborough, firm favourite with the British Royals, and of course Emily Pankhurst, a suffragette, both noble names. The other 2 were Winston Churchill and J.K. Rowling. Now guess what? They decided to let the pupils vote as if they felt the names were now totally inclusive. And guess what? They felt that Winston Churchill really wasn't inclusive enough. Neither was, of course, the celebrated international best-selling author and a woman who single-handedly helped save the British film industry, J.K. Rowling. So they've dumped them. I mean, incredible, isn't it? But they let the children vote. Do you understand what I'm saying? So these teachers that you're paying a lot of money to, that you're supposed to have respect for, actually gave over the vote to these students. Now this has caused, as you can imagine, natural outrage. Simply when you look at it, you know, Winston Churchill did so much for this country, not in just the Second World War, but the First World War too. And as I've just cited, J.K. Rowling's been a celebrated author. You may not agree with all of her opinions, but there's no denying the talent that she created, the wonderful franchise, books, films, toys, everything of Harry Potter. Without her, lots of people would not be in business. I'm disgusted at the 4 actors, the 4 main actors of the Harry Potter films, who seemingly have not supported them. You know, who were these kids before they were lucky enough to be picked to be in that film? Nothing. And then when she's made them multi-millionaires with international fame and careers for life, this is the way they thank you. But back to Sir Winston Churchill. Apparently they totally disagree with him over his comments, you know, over 50, 60 years ago. This is called history, students. This is what happens. You learn from history, and it's vital to keep these people's name alive. More so the fact that it's a reminder of perhaps what they did, what they achieved, and of course, what you didn't or did disagree with. It's ridiculous as ever that this primary school have allowed the students to have the final say. But this is a story that's going to get bigger and bigger. And as ever, the only way to deal with this is if the parents actually came out against it. A lot of them so far are less than happy. But guess what? When the funding drops and the school support goes out the window, all of those people will be sitting around saying, I don't know what's gone wrong, do you? That's the thickness level we have running our education system right now. As ever, let me know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. You don't have to agree with me, but of course, if you do, let me know. And if you don't, put it succinctly, no bad language as to the reasons why I and they may have got it wrong. Neil Sean in the heart of London.